Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Dukdil TV. Once again, this is Dukdil, your practical guide to the preparation and action research in education. This morning, we are going to discuss how to do or write scope and limitation in your action research. But before that, for those who are new to this channel, I want you to subscribe and then hit the notification bell so that if I have new videos relating to writing and action research in education, you will be notified. Before we are going to proceed to our discussion this morning on writing the scope and limitation of your action research, let us review first of what had been discussed last meeting. Last meeting we discussed on how are you going to write an introduction of your action research. From that discussion, we pointed out the three important elements that you need to consider in order for you to complete your introduction. First, we have the importance, why it is important to write or study this topic. Next is on the gaps. You should have to consider writing the gaps so that we could be able to know the extent of the problem and this is worth to be studied. And the last one is the justification why you wanted to conduct this study. This time, we are going to proceed now to the focus of this discussion. But before that, I want you to prepare a pen and a paper so that you are going to write all the important details for the completion of writing your scope and limitation. Another 5 important elements that you need to consider this morning so that you could be able to complete your scope and limitation of your action research. First, in the writing of the scope and limitation, these are the 5 elements to be considered. First is the locale of the study. So you should have to discuss, you should have to cite the locale or where you will be conducting the study. Second is who are the respondents? Who are the respondents so that the readers or your audience would be able to know who are your audience. Next is how many respondents do you have? How many respondents do you have so that the audience as well could be able to know that out of this total number of population, you are only getting a sample from them. Or it might be you are taking into consideration that this total population will be used as respondents of the study. Next is the instrument. Okay, so what instrument that you are going to use? If it is a basic research, then you will be using a survey questionnaire or a checklist. If this is a case study, then you will be using an interview, no? An interview guide. It could be a structured interview, or it could be a formal interview, or it could be a semi-formal interview. So, it's up to the researcher what type of interview guide that you are going to utilize. Next is, what is the purpose of the instrument? So you should have as well to cite the purpose. Okay, for example, you are using a survey questionnaire. So what is then the purpose of this instrument? Okay, so you are going to highlight that as well in writing your scope and limitation. Next is the duration of the study. No? So this is the fifth element. You should have to cite, or you should have to reflect on your paper the duration of the study. So in writing a research, or in writing a scope and limitation, so consider these 5 elements. First, local. Next, who are your respondents? Next, how many respondents do you have? And next is the questionnaire and the purpose of the questionnaire, and then the duration of the study. So when we talk about duration of the study, that this study will be conducted in the school year 2000, for example, 2018-2019. Okay. So this time, I will be presenting a sample scope and limitation in writing and action research. I want you to focus on the different text, or I want you to focus on the different colors of the text, because in this way, you will be guided in writing your scope and limitation in your action research. Okay. So, for example, this study will be conducted in Libertad National High School. Okay, so you are now highlighting the local. The respondents of the study will be the grade 12 students. Okay, so you are now stating who are your respondents. There will be 50 students who will serve as respondents, comprising 32 females and 18 males. Okay, so you are now reflecting how many respondents do you have. 32 females and 18 males. A total of 50 respondents. In order to gather relevant data to complete the study, a survey questionnaire will be used to determine the extent of bullying experience by the grade 12 students. So, as to the questionnaire, a survey questionnaire will be used, or as to the instrument, a survey questionnaire will be used. And what is the purpose of the instrument? To determine the extent of bullying experience among grade 12 students. Then, this study will be done in the school year 2021-2022. No? Or this study will be done in the school year 2018 or 2019. So that is now the duration of the study. So in writing, in focusing the 5 elements in writing the scope and limitation, you can now have a completed scope and limitation of your study. So, I hope that you are guided this morning. No? So, that is how simple way of writing your scope and limitation in your action research. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. God bless. Bye-bye and stay safe